Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is up? What's going on, everybody? And welcome to a little unusual Mets Talk Unfiltered, right? A little unusual Mets Talk Unfiltered. We had a little bit of conflict issue, scheduling issue yesterday. Mostly my part. I was a little bit busy. Eddie, could have made it on time, and then it turned out that I could have probably made it on time, but by that time it was too late. And we apologize for not being there on the off day like we've promised that we would be. And like some of you guys have expected us to, but we appreciate you guys for coming through tonight and you gals for coming through tonight. And we look forward to giving you a little bit of a quick show, but a good show nonetheless. But before we do all that, let's say what's up to the man. Eddie, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Heck, what's going on, bro? Doing well. Mets are doing well. So looking forward to this series. A lot to take in, trades, all the stuff starting to go down. So we're starting to get into that last, I guess what do you want to call it? The last third of the season, right? Last third of the season. Let's go. Guns blazing. Keep winning series. And let's get at this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you mentioned the trade and you mentioned all that. But before we get on that real quick, obviously you got to feel good about how we ended up coming out from the break. It didn't start too well as we lost, what was it, the first two to Cincinnati? I forget exactly how it broke down, but we lost 2 out of 3. We lost the series to Cincinnati. Not something that you want to do at home. Something uncharacteristic for this team, right? As we don't tend to lose much at home. But we ended up finishing 4-2 as we went out there and swept the Angels. Some people were saying, be cautious of the Angels. They're playing well. I think they had one of the better records in the last month or so. The same time that the Mets were going 10-20, they had almost the reverse.
Yes.
But I said going into that series, you know what? That may all be true, but the Mets are still the better team. Let's go out there and show it. And they did exactly that. And the first couple of games with the 5 through 9 showing out and us still waiting for the top of the order to get it done. Us still waiting mainly for Francisco Lindor to break out of the funk he had been, especially I think he got up to a 0 for 31, and Pete Alonso during the same time was like 2 for 21. But then they were able to come out and pretty much win that last game by themselves with a little help from Brandon Nimmo, who got things started. And Brandon Nimmo's been solid all year. But a good homestand overall, good start to the a good start to the second half or to the post All-Star break part of the schedule. For sure, 4-2. Any thoughts for you on the homestand? Like I said, I'm pretty sure we feel
good. We started out bad. I'm not gonna lie. I was concerned. I'm like, oh shit, we logged 2-minute 3-run homer Phillies. Fuck. Came out bad, but we buckled down. And we got the wins we needed to get. So now it's just a matter of the Mets executed. It's a matter of going out there, playing your game, playing Mets baseball, getting that starting pitching rolling, getting that bullpen in line, and most of all, scoring some fucking runs. That's, to me, has been the most important thing. And we've shown over these last 4 games that we got some guts, that we have a little of that get back in. And it was nice to see that. Because, Hector, I'm not going to lie to you. When we came out and lost those first 2, I was thinking, we going back. This has been a long time. We've been bad now. So, 10-20, like you said, since June 11th, I believe is the record. But after we won those, what are we? Are we 4-game winning streak right now? 4 games, right?
4-game winning streak, yes, sir.
Riding a 4-game winning streak, going out to the West Coast, I feel good. I feel like we could take 2 or 3 versus San Francisco. San Diego's tough, but I still think like we could go 3-3 or 4-2 on that, West Coast swing.
Yeah, I don't want to hear none of that 3-3 nonsense. Let's go out there. I mean, we'll take it one game at a time, but I want to start turning the tide on the road. I want that road record is no good. And if we want to get to where we want to get to, right? And like I always say, I understand we are in an age in baseball where you just can make it into the playoffs, and that's what matters. And there are many avenues to make it. But as long as that division is within reach, that's what I want. And that should always be the goal. As long as you have a team that can compete for a division, and we obviously have that. We are competing for a division. We are leading the division, even if by half a game. So in order to do that, in order to get to at least those 94 wins that I said that this team could possibly get to, that I said was the over and under for me before the season.
What was the games played, Heck? You said it was, what do we have to go for? You said I forget what it
We
was.
had to win 39 out of we had 65 left.
65.
To
I think
start
you
the break.
said something like
We've
we had
now
to get
played
40 wins,
6
right?
to get to 94. We needed
Right. Okay.
39 at the time, I believe. We've gotten 4 so far, so we're down to 35.
Okay. All right. That's an
We're
achievable
59.
goal.
We're 59 games left,
Okay.
right?
59
Because
games left.
if I remember correctly, if it was 65 left when we were starting the break after the break,
Yeah.
and we've played 6.
Yeah.
But to one of your
Are you
points,
confident with that?
that we can get to 94 wins,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
confident this group as is? No changes as is right now.
No, I'm confident that we're gonna continue to make moves as we started today. As
Okay.
you touched on, that we need this bullpen to show out. We need the offense. Well, part of the bullpen is also getting the bullpen better. We've talked on and on and on how this new bullpen needs to get better. We've talked for years. We've talked for years about the need and the want to have more than one lefty in the bullpen. And today, we finally got that as we added Gregory Soto in a trade that I don't think many people saw coming. Yeah, it was talked about as maybe a target or something like that, but not too many people were talking about Gregory Soto being, hot or whatever, the Mets being on it or anything
He's
like
a
that.
nice arm.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere for two guys that honestly, I don't even know who the hell they are, to be
Yeah.
honest with
The
you.
one kid's good. Like I think I mentioned this to you on the phone.
Yeah, no,
I
the, the,
can't
the
you
guys,
pronounce his name better. The
the
kid in
guys
Double
are,
A.
and let's show it to the people here
There you go.
as we have it here. And it came courtesy of Andy Martino. I know Andy Martino's not too popular, but he was the one to break the news. And we, like I said, got Gregory Soto for Wellington Aracena, I believe is how that's pronounced. Wellington Aracena. I don't know, I could be wrong. And Cameron Foster. Wellington Aracena is the guy you're talking about, who I believe has thrown 101 miles per hour, but who I've also heard doesn't have much control. So
Yeah.
listen, he's young. I think
He
he's 19 years old. Um, what is it, low A or high A? I'm not even sure what level he's playing. But I said this in my post that I made yesterday on X. Unless we're talking about the next Pedro Martinez or Hall of Fame pitcher or Ken Griffey Jr., Hall of Fame position player, I'd trade any of them kids down there in the minor leagues if it can make us better in 2025. Now, I'm not saying go out there and be reckless. I'm not saying you mortgage the future. What I'm saying is, you just asked me, do I feel confident? I
yeah.
feel good about this team, Eddie. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I feel good about this team. As we get healthy now, we got my guy Sean Manaea back, who's looked phenomenal. Sean Manaea is great. He hasn't given us that many innings just yet, but he's only made
Big
2
limit on him.
starts.
Big limit on him. That's my
He's only
concern.
made 2 starts.
Right.
And I said from the beginning of the year, not here when we started doing this, and in my own blood thoughts all off season as we led up to the season and spring training and all that. The most important thing is to have these guys healthy and ready to go in September and October.
Correct.
So yeah, it sucked that Sean Manaea started the season on the IL, but he's back now. Now what I'm hoping is that he's able to stay healthy, and if
Yeah.
he's able to stay healthy, we can see that he's definitely can be productive.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, bro. He's been, when you see him up there, he's a difference maker. You feel it every time he takes them out. The guy could shut down the other team. We just got to get him to where he needs to be. You know what I'm saying? We got to get him comfortable. We got to get him, comfortable taking on the workload of how many pitches. I believe what's his high pitch count? He's in like the low 90s, right? They have a pretty big cap on him right now.
Well, Manaea, I don't
Yeah,
think he's gotten past 80, bro.
right. So I
Honestly,
guess they're
but
building him up
I know
slowly.
the first start they had him at 75, 80, and we all expect that he would be a little bit higher. Mendoza was like,
Right.
"Are you guys nuts?" You know what I'm saying? And then last start he took him to about the same. Now I
Right.
think he said at that point the cap was 80. I think he was in the 70s when he took him out the game. But like I said, we know he's going to build.
Right.
Now we just have to be patient. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The good thing is that we're healthy.
Yes. Yeah.
Now what we need to see is a guy tonight like Clay Holmes to go
That's
out
what I was
there
going to
and
bring
take
up.
the next step and push. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully get through that 6th inning that he himself has talked about he needs to get through. But I read a couple of articles. I saw an article in the Athletic. I read one in the Post where again they reiterated the point that they're not looking at pitch count. They're not looking at innings. They acknowledge them. They're aware of it, but they're looking at a whole bunch of other things, and they have no intention, because I know it's going to come up, no intention whatsoever of moving into the bullpen right now. It doesn't mean that it won't happen later on. It doesn't mean that it won't happen in the postseason.
I read that article too.
It
I
more
read
than
that.
likely will, right?
Yeah,
So I think we need to lay off of that. But again, we got better today.
we did.
We got better today. Shout out to my homie Cindy, who was got out of work and gets the great news that we made the first move of the deadline. And it was a nice one, as she says.
Right.
And once again, we have two lefties.
Heck, is he a free agent? Soto's a free agent at the end of the year?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but we can find out. We'll look that up.
I think he might be. If anybody in the chat can answer that, that would be great too.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will have it before I do.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And I think we have some numbers for Gregory Soto. Let's see if I can
He's a powerful arm, man. He's got a great slider. Great slider. And that's the out pitch, Heck.
Here we go.
Here we
As
go.
in 2025, he has an 0-2 record, a 3.96 ERA, a 36-1 innings pitched, 44 strikeouts with a 1.29 WHIP. Now we also talked about it in the space we were doing earlier, and we talked about him, and his strikeout rate is pretty good.
It's great.
Now his walk rate,
yes,
it's what it's almost been for his career, but it's up from what we saw last year, which was at 8.9, I think, and now it's at 11.3. So that's a little disconcerting. What I saw, and I don't remember the exact number, but he's definitely looked more of a ground ball pitcher than a fly ball pitcher,
which is good.
So that's good. And then now we got to see. Now, we're not going to talk about the pitching lab or anything like that. We can talk about the pitching lab in the sense of they can look at data and maybe they can put it in the machine, but they won't have him throwing in the physical lab.
Right.
But they can use the other parts of the lab, the analytics, the data, Jeremy Hefner, and maybe make some tweaks that'll make him a little bit more effective than what he's been this year. But oh man. But he hasn't had a terrible year. Let me say this real quick, ladies and gentlemen, as it is now 6-4 Philadelphia in the Bronx. As was that Volpe? Volpe hits a home run. Look at that.
Got a home run.
He's been getting dragged all over the place. I may hate the Yankees overall, but individually, I don't hate them. So good for him. But I'm gonna say this real quick because Eddie touched on it a little while ago, and he was a little disappointed when Philadelphia hit a 3-run homer. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. I don't give a damn what happens in the Bronx. I refuse to root for any of those guys, except unless, if we were in the last week of September and we were in danger of being eliminated, then maybe I would root for the Yankees. And I'm not so sure I would root for the Yankees as so much that I would root
I'm rooting for the Yankees.
As so much that I would root for the Phillies to lose. I cannot physically root for any one of them guys. Now, again, I'm a Mets fan, right? If I'm sitting there at the end of the season and the games matter and that we're going to get eliminated, of course, my heart is going to make me root for the Yankees as I watch the game. But this weekend, I'm rooting for the New York Mets to get a sweep. If we get a sweep this weekend, what happens in the Bronx doesn't matter. And I don't have to go up and down about what's going on right now and get excited because Volpe hits a home run and whoever the hell this is.
Another single, 4-2, 6-4, top, bottom 7, no outs.
Right. But for me, it's about the New York Mets, man. And we won't get eliminated this weekend. I get it. But I just can't root for either team, man. I'm rooting for both of them to lose, but we know that's impossible.
I have to. Heck, I have to root for the Yankees because every game matters, like you said. And I don't give a shit if this is late, September or not. Every game matters, and we need the Yankees to catch up and beat these motherfuckers. Okay, all right. Now we got a guy. He got balk. We got a runner in scoring position for the Yankees, 6-4. I know that. Listen, this isn't a Yankee space, but I personally am rooting for the fucking Yankees. But call me a whore, call me whatever.
The New York Mets to sweep so that it doesn't matter.
Phillies.
But yeah, man, this is a great point right here, man. And I know we're all struggling. I'm struggling too, my brother. I was out there early too, And I'll be honest with you guys, I know I'm not gonna watch this entire game. I was gonna try to do a watch along, but I gotta be up early one more time this week, tomorrow morning. So we're
Okay.
not doing a watch along. We may do one tomorrow. We'll see. I'll let everybody
What
know.
time is tomorrow game earlier
Tomorrow is
start?
at 9 o'clock, I believe.
All right.
Tomorrow's at
Well,
nine
I'll see
o'clock.
if
But
I
yeah,
can. I might not be able to, but we'll see.
it's gonna be tough. That's why I usually like to do the watch alongs on the late night because it helps me stay up and
Yeah.
it helps the community stay up as well.
Yeah.
Um,
The audience appreciates it.
yes, for sure, for sure. It gives you something else to try to keep you up. And then of course, when I start screaming and acting like a lunatic,
Ah,
it's gonna keep people up. But besides adding Gregory Soto today, like I said, we've been talked on and on and on and on about this team needing to get better, and I believe we will get better. I don't think we're gonna stop here.
I don't
Now
either.
we did hear David Stearns speak earlier this week, and he said, "I don't see us going out there and making a huge deal for a big bat." He talked about being comfortable with what we got going on with the young guys in second base and third base. He was asked directly, "Do you feel like you need to get some more stability or an upgrade at second and third base?" He said, "No. I feel good about what we have going on there with the young guys and Jeff McNeil." He said, "I do, however, feel like we need to improve in center field." He said, "I love Tyrone Taylor. I love the defense.
Right.
But the reality is that the offense is no bueno." And I'm putting the no bueno, but he said that in his own words. He was honest. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. A lot of people keep talking about Louis Robert. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. You hear
Robert.
different versions. We know Baron Buxton is out of the question. Some people have thrown out there Harrison Bader. I'm not gonna do all of that.
Mullins.
You can if you want to. I don't
No,
get
no.
excited.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
not
get
gonna.
excited by Cedric Mullins. I wouldn't be upset at a Harrison Bader, but it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's been there, done that. Okay, he's an upgrade, but not exactly this huge splash.
Right.
Uh, me, just get a fucking hitter. That's it. It's simple as that. Doesn't have to be a center field. Doesn't have to be a third baseman. I think we got enough to do. What we got. It's about to be 6-5, by the way. But I do think we have enough to get to the postseason with this roster. However, I would like to see an upgrade in the bottom of that order somewhere just so we could, I feel good because I don't 100% trust these kids. I don't.
No, that's understandable. But let me ask you something because, and I heard I was in a space just as a listener yesterday. I think it was Jonathan's space, and they were discussing the Josh Naylor trade, and somebody was like, "Man, we could have made a move like that and stuck him at DH." And then somebody else was like, "Nah, he wants to play first base." And I don't know what the situation with that is, but when we talk about a hitter, I've always liked the Josh Naylor. He's a dude that has fire. When we talk about a Jesse Winker, he's like a Jesse Winker type, and I think maybe even more productive with a little bit more pop, and has had playoff success, has hit big playoff home runs. I wouldn't have minded adding a bat like
No,
Josh Naylor. I don't know the price. Like again, I don't care about.
no, he didn't get sent out for nothing significant.
Do you
Nothing.
think that's
Very
a
similar
move?
to the Soto trade.
Do
Guys
you
down the line, guys that'll be good in a few years, maybe.
right?
Yeah, he's a rental as well, I believe.
Do you
Well,
think that's a move that the Mets maybe should have considered?
I mean, I'm
You
sure
when
they
you're
looked
talking
at
about a
it.
bat, right? Like when
Yeah.
you're talking about a bat, like who we're talking about here? Like what is a bat that you think like man that's the guy we want? And
I mean, are we talking reality? Are we talking fantasy? What are we talking?
no, let's talk reality. Let's talk reality.
Well, reality is right now the cost of a bat is extremely high. That's the cost. It's extremely high. And that's why Stearns didn't go out and say, oh, this is he's holding his cards right because he has to keep the value of these kids up. He has to keep it up. He can't fuck around and start bashing these kids, this, that, and the other. He's got to keep it up. because this is negotiation. You got to negotiate. So you have to take the best possible deal going. And you don't want to give up all this. So it's all about leverage. And it's all about what we need to do. Now, is Stearns right in thinking maybe we got enough at third base? He might. Beatty's been good, like you mentioned. However, we do have spots where, Winker, Marte, these guys have been hurt. We need somebody there. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a big name. It could be a Josh Naylor type. But if you get a little something, because right now we're getting nothing. We're getting nothing out of that DH. Vientos is, what the fuck has he been doing? So are there names out there? Yes. But it doesn't look like, to me, the Mets are going to go out and give a king's ransom for some bat. If it's a smaller type of move, I think that's the way they're going to go. I don't think we're going to see a Rooker, from Oakland. I think he's going to cost an arm and a leg. However, if you were to add a Rooker, you're adding a legitimate bat. But again, it's all about price. So Stearns seems to think we have enough. I personally think we need a little more. However, you do have, these guys are at DH who are hurt, like Jesse Winker. He's fucking hurt. He's been hurt the whole year. We need him. We were counting on him.
Let's listen to David Stearns real quick. Address the prospects of being able to go out there and make a major acquisition for. Well, let me see. He's actually talking about the rotation here. I apologize. I thought he was talking about in general or just a bat. But you know what? Let me see if I find another one here. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. If not, well, I mentioned this already, but here's him talking about the
Soto?
desire to add or whatever second and third base.
Second, third, center field.
Right. No. Well, here in this one, he's just talking about. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It would help if I bring it up.
You obviously had some shuffling on your infield, especially the bottom half of your order lately. In your mind, is it desirable to, by the end of the season, have more set regulars at second and third and in center?
Not really. I think, look, it's desirable to have players continue to improve. We want to have good players. Ultimately, if you get to really good players or all-star caliber players, then yes, you sort of own your position. And we certainly have some of those on the roster. And so that would be wonderful if someone were to take a step forward and solidify himself as a really good everyday regular. Probably makes Mendy's job a little bit easier to make out the lineup card every day. From a roster construction standpoint, I think we have 26 roster spots, and we want to use them all. And if that means certain positions need to be timeshares, then certain positions will be timeshares.
Yeah, he seems in no rush to go out there and make a move, but I can't find.
Heck.
Here we go. No, that's not it. I can't find where he actually talked about making a move. I mean, players actually being available. Now, I do have him talking about the rotation, but this is something that I haven't listened to. Well, no, let's not go there. I'm sorry. Let's not go there. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. The bottom line is, we've talked to it, like I said, ad nauseum, the need to improve the team. We saw today the first move. I've seen already a couple of clips, which I haven't been able to listen to, anything like that, where he's talking about we're not stopping here. We're going to continue. We've heard guys like Andy Martino talk about the fact that they're not going to stop here. They're going to continue. So I feel good about where we are right now. I feel good about what this team is doing. I feel good about what the front office is doing. What I need to see is this offense play better. I need to see the guys here play better. Like I told you in the space earlier, the reason why guys like you feel like we have to go get a bat is because the guys here are underperforming.
Correct.
We kept talking about needing a superstar to take the pressure off and all of this, and we got that guy. But we haven't felt that impact from him yet. And then some of the guys here are underperforming. We need, and hopefully, Juan Soto and Pete Alonso are getting out of that little funk that they were in.
Lindor too.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Lindor.
Francisco Lindor and Peter. Who did I say? I said Juan
You
Soto.
said Soto.
Soto's been actually been pretty good, just not impactful in my opinion. I know you're going to tell me he has the 900 OPS and this and this and that. We
No, he
need
has
those
to be
guys to be
perfect.
better. We need those guys to be better. Brandon Nimmo, like I said earlier, is the only one that we can actually exclude and say he's been pretty solid all year. Yeah,
Looks great in the looks
he
great
went through his
leading
little
off. Sorry to
funk
cut you
there a
off.
little bit in the beginning. Yeah. And shout out to Mendy, who, yes, once he made that switch, he was still doing the up and down, lefty, righty, and, with Marte a little bit. Then he did it with Vientos, and Vientos wasn't really getting it done. And then we were all screaming. And that's why I say, man, Mendy has his pulse on what the hell is going on the
Definitely.
team, on the fans, on everything. And he knows what the hell he's doing. I'm not saying he's doing it because of us, but we've seen it the last couple of games against the lefty. Brandon Nimmo has stayed leadoff. And the other day, hits a leadoff home run against the lefty. So shout out to Carlos Mendoza. But I want to shout out somebody else, man. I feel like there's somebody else that needs to be shouted out. Somebody else that was a hot topic in spring training, in the off season, during the season early on. And why is this guy on the team? And why is this guy on the team? And that is one and only Brett Beatty, who, when you look at his overall stats, they don't look great, but they're not too bad.
No.
They're not too bad. But most importantly, before the All-Star break and now coming out of the All-Star break, he's been pretty damn good.
Yes.
He's gotten
Yeah.
some big hits, driven in some big runs. As you see here, a 368 average with a 1166 OPS. He's had better at bats.
Field. He's been great in the field.
He's been great on the field and switching back and forth between second and third.
Third
Showing
base.
some versatility. Now I don't want to say great because we've seen some couple of errors, and I need to see less Olay at third base and more staying in front of the ball. I know it's hard.
He's made some good plays too, though.
Yeah, he's made some good plays, but I'm not gonna say great.
I know where you're going.
I'm not gonna say great. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to give him his flowers because we were pretty hard on him.
Fuck. 2-run homer, Phillies. Schwarber. 8-5.
Oh my goodness. I can only imagine Jordan Clark right now going nuts about Kyle Schwarber like he was in the space.
Yeah. That was teed off. By the way, that's only a home run in Yankee Stadium. I guarantee you. That ball doesn't go out anywhere else.
Yeah,
besides
whatever. This is not a Yankee space again.
fucking
Nah, that's
short porch.
but I
bullshit.
don't want you to start going nuts now.
No, I know. Fucking Schwarber.
But nah, man. Flowers to Brett Beatty, man. Flowers to Brett
Definitely.
Beatty. Flowers to Brett Beatty. What I need to do is see better, as you mentioned, from this guy right
Here
here,
we go.
who after the All-Star break continued his funk
He's been bad.
and
He's
is
been
now
bad.
2 for 27 with an 074 average and a 148 OPS. Those two hits in the last game the Mets played on Wednesday afternoon. So we need to see this guy be better.
What do
That
you think
average
it
was-
is with him, Heck? What's
I don't
going
know.
on?
I don't know.
The guy was locked in early on, cooled off, got locked in again, cooled off, but now like really cooling off. Like you said, 2 for 27 post All-Star break. That's bad.
Just
7
horrendous.
strikeouts.
Just horrendous.
It's bad.
But hopefully now, see, he's due for a hell of a hot streak. He's due for a hell of a hot streak. And if he can go on that hot streak now and carry it into the playoffs, then what better time, right?
Right.
But yeah, he's been pretty bad. And he's not alone.
No.
He's not alone. As
Yep.
Pete Alonso has been right there with him.
3 hits. 3-2.
You know? So we need those two guys again. And this is why we feel like we need another bat. It's because these guys go through stretches like this, which in my opinion is unacceptable. I understand getting to a slump. But this is brutal. Brutal. Now we know Soto's
Tough to
been
watch,
better.
man. It's tough to watch.
We know Soto's been better, but even he coming in our All-Star break. Listen, the top of the
100
order was really
average,
bad.
God. Yeah, you can't. It's the problem is these guys never get hot together, but they cool off together. You notice that? That's been kind of the issue over and over. They
Yep.
get hot, but they don't do it together. But then they kind of go cold, and it goes all at once. Seems like other than Soto in June, I feel like they all kind of cooled off. And we need better. They need to do better, like you said. I can't reiterate that enough. You know that. The fans know that. Everybody knows that. That's why I say.
Yeah, except for some trolls that want to come in and troll. I've never like put anybody on timeout, but I never seen this dude, and he just came in talking nonsense. So I just put him on timeout, and I shouldn't even have said
He's
anything.
got to go.
Shouldn't even have acknowledged it. But I don't want him to pollute the great community and the conversation that we have going on here. And I know if the people would have saw it, they right away would have started commenting. So yeah, that's that. Anyways, but yeah, these guys need to be better, man. Like I said, the only guy is the only guy that can be excluded out of all that.
Yeah.
Like listen, these numbers are fresh to me. I didn't even know. Like this is insane.
Fire. He's been fire.
And people wonder why I'm a big Brandon Nimmo fan.
Because he gets the job done and he gets it done quietly.
Yes, absolutely. But as we
Without
wrap it up,
Nimmo, I mean, this team would be in big trouble.
yeah,
Big trouble.
yeah. But as we get ready to get out of here, I don't know what happened. My thing got all screwed up, man. I had some audio I wanted to share. Now I can't find it. I don't know what the hell just happened here. We're not supposed to be here. Oh, I know what happened. I took it off.
What happened? We don't get the background going on. What's going on here?
No, because we're in the What happened was that I took this off. That's my bad. Did I mention? I did mention Jose Castillo, right?
Not in here.
Yeah. Well, we sent Carillo down. Say bye to Carillo for a little while. See you later.
Goodbye,
he's not
Carrillo.
down for good. Just go down there, hang out in Syracuse for a little bit. He probably won't even make it to Syracuse. But who knows? Who knows?
Are you
Now
thinking
with
team will
Soto
pick him up
coming
off
in,
the wires?
and we may see a little bit less of the revolving doors too. Because now Gregory Soto is another dude that I'm pretty sure is out of options.
Yeah. He has
You
no
understand
option.
what I'm saying? And it's not somebody that you're going to be sending up and down.
No,
But
especially
for
after
now,
you
we
just
bring in
straight.
the fresh arm in Castillo, and we send Carillo down. And we have two lefties in the bullpen actually tonight, as we have Castillo and Brooks Raley.
When is Soto going to join the team? Do we know exactly when?
I would expect by tomorrow he'll be here.
Okay.
Oh, he'll be there, I should say.
Because you got to figure he's taking the physicals today.
Yep. Let's hear Mendy talk about the addition of Gregory Soto. I'm pretty sure he's excited.
Let's do it.
Oops.
Yeah, a lot This is a guy that has been in this league pitching in high leverage. Not to mention he's a lefty that can get lefties out, but righties, open 90s, sinker, the slider. And like I said, the biggest thing is just his ability to come in games when there's high leverage and there's pressure there. So obviously a piece that he's gonna help us, and I'm excited about it.
Carlos,
Yep, as he should be. I think as we all should be excited. We got
I
better
like
today.
it. I like Rayleigh and Soto. I like that, combination.
Yep. And it's another professional arm. We talk about the need for a professional hitter. Well, we got a professional arm in the bullpen today.
Yeah.
And we don't got to keep bringing up, and getting DFAing and signing
Burrito,
guys again and DFAing again and signing guys again. Let's listen to our Pobo David Stearns talk about the move.
Fair to say that heading into these weeks leading up to the deadline, getting that second lefty was your top priority, or at least close to it.
And I apologize, guys, because the audio is horrible on SNY, especially as it pertains to the questions. Well, they actually speak it a little bit better, but it's just bad.
Was important. You never know whether you're going to be able to line up, and I don't know how many lefty relievers are actually going to be traded this deadline. So we weren't certain, but with the injuries we've had from that side of the pen over the course of the season, the importance that an arm from the left side can potentially have down the stretch and hopefully into October, it was certainly something we wanted to accomplish.
See, and as fans, as these games go on and stuff, we talk like, oh, can't they see that we need help? Doesn't David Stearns see that? And he just said, with the struggles that we've had in our pen, we saw the need and went out there and made the move. Now, to that point, though, he did go on further and talk about major acquisition as it pertains to starting pitching. Let's listen to that real quick.
If you were to add to that group, could you see a major acquisition in that area, or would it be more likely to be just sort of a depth add
in the rotation?
Yeah.
I think if you're going to add to the team in general, you do try to raise the ceiling of the team, and I think that's probably how I'd look at that group. Again, you don't know exactly what's going to be available and what's ultimately going to be traded. Acquiring starting pitching at this time of year is pretty difficult, and I don't know how many raise the ceiling type of players are going to be traded in that segment, but if those guys are available, we'll be involved.
If you were to add to that group.
So for those that think, and we were in the space earlier, Eddie and I, and there were people coming in there, is David Stearns going to make a move? You got to go out there and make phone calls. He just said it.
Yeah.
He doesn't think any of these guys are going to be moved. But if they are,
we'll be in.
We'll be involved. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a guarantee, right? Because the other team, they need to want to dance with you too. But we'll be involved. Now, this was
you have to give to get, Hack.
Yes. This was a surprise, Eddie. Because earlier this week, he talked about he didn't see any of the guys in the minors coming up as far as position players and having an impact. Today, I guess he was asked about Drew Gilbert and maybe, center field and upgrading center field. And
he just hit a 3-run homer, I believe it was today or yesterday.
I haven't listened to this, but I see here he's doing a tremendous job. And to his credit, he's putting himself on the radar. Let's see.
Drew Gilbert's been playing well down in Syracuse lately. How much is he on the radar? Somebody who could potentially be that center field piece.
Yeah, Drew's doing a tremendous job, and I think to his credit, he's probably putting himself on the radar a little bit, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. Both offensively and defensively, he's taken a step forward, I'd say, over the last month or two.
So that's interesting to me, Eddie. I don't know. How do you feel about that? This is a change from what we've heard. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, just earlier this week. Oh, it was earlier this week, right before the Angels series, when he spoke and he talked about, I don't see any of those guys being able to come up and have an impact this year. And now.
Well, look, man, I mean, the kid's performing. He's doing well. And Stearns is giving him his flowers. And at the same time, Stearns, I think, is just being smart. You don't want to say any bad things about guys in your organization. You're going to keep it positive. And to Gilbert's credit, he's performed. I believe he started out very slow. and he's starting to come around now. So it's a great thing to see. And maybe we wind up going to him in center field. Maybe he's the answer over these guys that we have down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying up here now that maybe Gilbert's the answer. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Which that was the question, which probably was a follow-up to talking about center field and being able to upgrade center field, which I'm sure he was asked today when he spoke about the Gregory Soto trade, and he said, yeah, he could be an option as far as upgrading center field. We'll see, but
a lot of people question whether or not Stearns likes Gilbert because he didn't necessarily trade for him, right? So I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. However, I think Stearns is not going to do anything that would sabotage the value of his players.
No, for sure, and that's.
I think the fans get that mixed up sometimes.
Shout out to Ant Subway to Shay,
Anthony,
who basically said that, and Cindy who seconded it. Shout out to everybody, man. I haven't gotten to any other comments so far, or too many other comments, but shout out to all you guys, man.
Appreciate all
I see you, John. Emizi, I see you, my guy. I see you. And I agree with you on that. Emizi usually wants to fight us, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I did see this. How do you feel about that? Teams are talking about starting Marte.
Bro, I don't think we'll ever. I like Marte. I like Marte a lot. I think he's a good hitter. Unless you're getting any kind of upgrade, I kind of want to keep Marte. I like what he does. Whenever he's asked to do a job, he does it. Yeah, maybe not be the flashiest guy in the world. He may not hit big home runs, but the guy gets on base. You know, he's good in the clubhouse. I've always liked Marte. You know, and I'm not paying him. I'm not trading him and getting 50 cents on the dollar. I'd rather keep him because I believe in Marte. He's been here now, 4 years?
Yep.
He's done good. Every time he's healthy, he's a good player.
And I saw that report, and it said that teams were calling, hoping to get a low cost, good bat, right-handed bat, DH off the bench type. Well,
yeah,
that's kind of what we could use. So why the hell are we gonna get rid of that? And like you said, I don't want to trade them for 5 cents on the dollar. Now, if you tell me we make a trade where we upgrade somewhere else, and then you want to trade Starling Marte to replenish some of what you gave up, I could understand that.
Yeah.
But I also agree with you that Marte is a good clubhouse guy. And I also agree with you that Marte is a good hitter. And I was saying back all the way in the offseason as well. A healthy Starling Marte is a productive Starling Marte.
Yes.
And what did we see? Marte comes back the other day. 2 hits right away. No rehab games, no nothing.
Nope.
2 hits.
Anything you ask of Marte to do, you need him to lay down a bunt, he'll do it. And he'll execute. He doesn't go up there striking out or anything. You need him to bunt the runners over, he does it. You need to get a sac fly in, he'll do it. He's a ball player. Marte's a ball player. Yes. Has he declined a little bit with age? Yes. Has he gotten hurt a lot? Yes. But when he's here and when he's up here and productive and healthy, he is a good player. He's good. I know a lot of the fans don't like him. I get it. But look, like you said, if they make a trade and he's kind of last guy and then you recoup some value for it, I'm all for it too. But if you're not recouping anything for him, why bother? Keep him here. He's a good player.
No, this I agree with 1,000%.
Yeah.
Keep him out of the outfield. Keep him out of the outfield.
He's done in the outfield.
Keep him out of the outfield. But let's get ready to wrap this up, Eddie, as we get ready to get a ball game in about 20 minutes. And, I want to get towards that, maybe have something to eat. And like I said, I'm going to try to watch as much as possible. But I don't think it's going to be much. But listen, man, besides the trade, we're getting healthy. We're on a 4-game winning streak. Oops.
First place as of now.
We are the first place New York Mets as of right now. Now the Phillies are winning right now, 8-5. But go out there and handle our own business, man. Let's go out there and start flipping this road record.
Yeah. What is the numbers on the road? I know it's bad. Because I know at home I think we have the best record in baseball at home, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure if we still have that. But yeah, the road.
I got it for you. I have it right here.
The road is not good. The road.
Yeah, so home we're 37-16. Road we're 22 and 28. So we got to get that road number at least to 500, maybe a little bit above it by the season end.
Right.
That would
So
be a good look.
let's try to go out there and make some headway towards that right now.
Yeah, we have the
Um,
best record at home in Major League Baseball. The only team that's close to us is Toronto. They're one game behind us
good job for them.
at home.
Good job for them. But like we've said a couple of times, starting tonight, we got Clay Holmes on the mound. He faces Logan Webb. Logan Webb pretty damn good.
Pitcher always pitches well against us.
Yeah, Logan Webb pretty damn good against the New York Mets. I wish I would have looked up the actual numbers, but we know as Met fans he's been pretty good against us.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, 9:05 p.m., David Peterson goes against Robbie Ray, right?
Robbie Ray, yeah.
9-4, 2.92
Good
ERA.
pitcher.
Pretty good year, pretty good pitcher. On Sunday, they have the always feared TBD going up against our guy Kodai Senga, who we now need to see get a little bit more effective,
Yeah.
get the rust out of the way, and start giving us some innings.
Yeah,
start
he's got to get some more innings.
performing as that ace that you came into the year being, even though if David Peterson is our ace right now.
Yeah.
But that's what we got this weekend. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. Go out there and handle our business so that you guys don't have to lose your mind about what's going on in the Bronx this weekend. I don't give a damn what goes on in the Bronx.
Heck, I think this is 2 or 3. I think we could get 2 or 3 easy today in the series. I do. Pitching matchups favor us. So I think we take 2 or 3 from San Francisco. I do. They haven't been exactly hot either. So let me see. I just want to go on there.
That is definitely going to be interesting, Amizi. That's a good point. That is definitely going to be interesting.
They're 3-7 in their last 10. They do play better at home, San Francisco. They're 28-20. They're 3 games under on the road. So they are okay. They're pretty good at home, but let's see if we can take that away from them. We got a lot of good arms against them. And it's just a matter of logging innings and executing. Got to log some innings for that bullpen.
But that'll have to wait till another day because it won't be tonight. For those that don't know the lineup, it will be Brandon Nimmo leading off in left field, Francisco Lindor at shortstop batting second, Juan Soto in right field batting third, Peter Alonso playing first base, hitting cleanup, Jeff McNeil not in center field but as the DH tonight.
DH?
Yes, batting fifth. Brett Beatty at second base, batting sixth. Francisco Alvarez, who we didn't touch on, batting seventh and doing the catching. Ronnie Mauricio in the third base batting eighth, and Tyrone Taylor batting ninth. But how can we not touch on Francisco Alvarez, who's looked pretty damn good? It's just been 2 games. But he's looked so much calmer, so much more confident, and just so much better at the plate. And maybe got a little bit lucky with that double off the wall that could have been caught. Maybe if it was played better. Maybe there's a better center fielder. But sometimes you need stuff like that so that you can feel good, and that carries over. But shout out to Ali. I like what I've seen. What do you guys?
Yeah, but I like what I've seen a lot. I see his approach just at bat, and I feel like a little bit like he slowed the game down a little bit. In the first half of the season, when we saw him up there, he's swinging outside of his shoelaces, caught on that backdoor slide or whatever it is. He always just swinging too much. But right now, I feel like he's kind of in the present, kind of locked in, letting the game come to him. And that's what I've noticed. Again, like you said, it's only been 2 games, but I've noticed he seems to have kind of like let the game come to him. And he needs to continue to do that. If he continues to do that, he will be successful. So that's where I'm at with Alvarez. And listen, let's not forget, this guy was was one of the number 1 prospects in all of baseball.
I think he was the number 1 prospect in all of baseball.
So this is a guy that's can get it done. It's just a matter of him executing. And from what I see so far, I think that send down to the minor league was smart. I think that was a good thing to do to him.
Yep. No, listen, we'll see how it works out. So far, so good. Eddie, man, good stuff as always. I think we've hit that time to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's game time. Pitches come up in about 20 minutes or so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, let's just go out there and handle business, man. Go out there and handle business. We know that the trade deadline is next Thursday. Hopefully, we'll be here next Thursday on an off day, recapping the trade deadline and talking about some other good moves and how we've gotten even better.
Yeah.
But also how we've gotten better with the guys that are here, with the Lindors, with the Peter Alonsos, with the Alvarez, with the Mark Vientos, with the Sean Manayas now being healthy, and a Kodai Senga, and the addition of Gregory Soto. We'll be able to get to see him a couple of games, hopefully, before the break and see how that's working out. And by the next time that we speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that note, we appreciate you guys, man. Again, shout out to Diarrhea, Cindy, M Easy, Daniel Caps, John, my guy intelectual de lo mío, que lo que, manito, my bad, but I see you. I did acknowledge you before when you talked about staying up late. Shout out to Ant, man. Appreciate you coming through, brother. Man, go check out Subway shit. My guy Ant does good work. And check out all the content creators out there, man. Everybody's out here putting in good work. And they deserve your support. They deserve your support, just like we do. So make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you come check us out next Thursday as we'll be back for some Mets Talk Unfiltered. For now, it is our New York Mets tending to handle business. Have a good night, everybody.